Hey everybody, welcome to video number 17 in the 30-day video challenge. I'm Jim Kerwin, the founder of Try Sports and the author of my 30-day video series, which I call Healthy Exercise 101. I'm on the third video of my new mini-series, which I've called How to Mind Your Brain in 5 Easy Steps. My goal here is to share the findings of research that I've been doing in this area, and then to come up with the 5 steps that you can implement to mind your brain or look after your brain. Yesterday I talked a little bit about the brain being a complex organ. We talked about mild cognitive impairment. We talked about dementia, which is an umbrella term for the loss of cognitive function. And we said that Alzheimer's was the most common form of dementia. Today I want to talk about Alzheimer's. So to kick off, the Alzheimer's Association are now saying that officially there is an epidemic of Alzheimer's in the United States. There are currently 5 million people diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and that number is expected to triple to 15 million by 2050. So when you combine the obesity epidemic with the type 2 diabetes epidemic, and now with the Alzheimer's epidemic, which by the way is increasingly referred to as type 3 diabetes, you can see that we have a major health issue in the United States, and that probably understates the extent of the problem that we're facing. The cost of Alzheimer's is currently running in the 200 billion per annum area, a very significant cost, which is going to increase 6-fold by 2050 to $1.2 trillion. The average annual per capita cost is running at about 40,000, but when you include residential care, it increases to about 70,000. Now that's a very significant annual cost in anyone's book, and that is unfortunately going to be a financial disaster for many. But it doesn't even start to take into account the personal costs associated with Alzheimer's, which are impossible to measure. Alzheimer's is a progressive disease, which unfortunately is fatal once diagnosed, and there's no known cure at present. The scariest thing perhaps is that Alzheimer's starts a long time, maybe 30 years, could be more, before symptoms actually show. So the real takeaway here is that we must start prevention as soon as possible. According to Dr. Daniel Amen, Alzheimer's is a disease that you just don't want to get. So I'm going to wrap up with the issue of prevention. Can we prevent Alzheimer's from happening in the first place? Well, the bad news is that there's no clear-cut answer to that question. But the good news is that most experts increasingly believe that we can prevent Alzheimer's, and especially we can stop it or prevent it by stopping all of the diseases associated with Alzheimer's. Things such as heart disease, cancer, diabetes, depression, sleep apnea. What's really important, however, is that we control the cardiovascular risk factors, or to put it another way, What's good for our heart is good for our brain. And if we look after our heart, we're at the same time looking after our brain, and we may be able to avoid Alzheimer's. The best news is that you can take control, you can take actions to avoid Alzheimer's. So tomorrow I'm going to get into the first step which you can take to mind your brain. So until then, if you've liked this video, why not go ahead and like it, or indeed forward it to a friend. Until tomorrow, let me leave you with my motto: you don't have to be fit and healthy to start, but you do need to start to be fit and healthy. Goodbye.